Hi, I'm Sophie, and welcome to my world. Today, I've got an amazing recycle craft for you. We're going to be using old pool noodles and turning them into something really cute, a hobby horse. Now, to do this, we're going to need a few things. First thing we're going to need is a pool noodle. Now, I've just cut a piece of pool noodle here, but you know, usually they come in 6 and 7 foot lengths. We're only going to need about, 14 inches when all is said and done. My piece here is about 3 feet. You're going to need a stick. Now, that stick can be a dowel. This one's a 36-inch dowel. Or you can use a piece from a broom, like a broomstick. That works well. If you've got one of those or a mop handle, anything like that, you just need a stick. We're going to need some yarn for the hair. We're going to need some ribbon. We're going to need our good friend duct tape. We're going to need some sort of measuring device. We're going to need some Google eyes. We're going to need our hot glue gun. Remember, adult supervision, please. We're going to need a permanent marker, and we're going to need a knife. Now, remember, whenever we use a knife, and we want to use a serrated knife for this project, whenever we use a knife, we always have adult supervision. Kids, never use a knife on your own. And last but not least, you're going to need a pair of scissors. Okay, so to start, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pool noodle and I'm going to measure 14 inches. Now what I want to do is take 7 inches first and mark that point, and then the additional 7 to make 14. This is where my knife is going to come in handy. What I'm going to do is, with the serrated edge, cut right through the pool noodle. So I now have a 14-inch piece of pool noodle. I don't need that extra piece, so I'm just going to throw that down there. Now, this 14-inch piece of pool noodle, you'll notice I've got my 7-inch mark. What I want to do with my 7-inch mark is measure 1.5 inches on either side. So I'm going to make a 3-inch, basically a 3-inch marking with that in the center, with that 7-inch mark in the center there. See that? Okay, this is where I'm going to use my knife to cut the letter V. Now I don't want to cut all the way through. I want to cut through just till there's about a 1/4 inch left. Okay, so you can see that. I've cut a letter V on that side. I'm going to cut to the other side to meet. Now I've made letter V, and I've kind of cut a little notch out of it. Now the reason I've cut this notch out is when you fold it over, whoop, you got your head. Can you see the head? It's already starting to form. Now, to keep the head in place, all I need is my handy dandy friend, duct tape. Now, I'm going to get rid of this knife because I don't need it anymore. And as soon as you can get rid of a sharp object, the better. Okay, so I'm going to put that off to the side. I'm going to rip a piece of my duct tape here. And I'm just going to fold over my pool noodle. And I'm just going to duct tape it in place. Now see, I just wrapped it around the top and then wrapped it around that folded edge and then just wrapped it around that side. So this part, you don't have to worry about how nice and neat it looks, because really all I'm doing is securing right now. Okay, there is one secured head. Okay, now we're going to cover the entire thing with duct tape. I'm not going to take the time to do it now, but I'm hoping that you understand that basically you're going to duct tape all the way around our entire head. Now, we want to make some ears. To make the ears, I'm going to take a piece of duct tape that's about 5 inches long, and I'm going to fold it over on itself so that I make a tiny little mini piece of fabric. And I'm just going to cut a teardrop shape out of this piece of duct tape. Now, if I want to make my ear really look like an ear, I can put a little red center piece into it. And to do that, instead of making mine so big this time, I'm just going to make this about 4 inches. I'm going to fold it over. I'm going to do the same thing, make a little teardrop. And then I can place that in the middle of my ear, just like that. Let me move that off. Now I'm going to secure it in place here with just a tiny little loop of duct tape. And then I fold this, pinch it and fold it, and take another little teeny piece of this brown duct tape and wrap it around the end here. And that's going to make my ear. And then all I have to do is tape that with my fabulous tape. Onto the side. So see, now he's got his little ear. Okay, now the rest of the thing that I need to do here is make his mane. And so what I'm going to move this stuff off to the side here. I'm going to teach you how to make a mane. So I'm going to want a goodly amount of yarn. I'm going to take the yarn and I hold it in one hand. I'm going to fold my elbow so that it makes a right angle, and I'm just going to start wrapping. Oops, so sorry, Mr. Horsey. I'm going to start wrapping around and around and around and around. I think they used to do this. Didn't they used to do this in the old pioneer days when they would be combing out the wool or making something like a knitted sweater or something to keep them nice and warm in the cold? Anyway, you keep going, keep going. I'm going to stop here for now. You get the idea. You make it as lush and full as you want to. I'm going to cut that little extra piece off and lay it down. I got my loop here, and I'm going to reach down here and get another piece. I just need a tiny little piece here. I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to loop it underneath my loop, and I'm going to tie it, and that is going to secure my yarn together. And now I'm going to snip about 2 inches down from where I've tied. And this is going to make the top part of the bangs on my little pony, on his little head. See, it's going to go on top of his head just like that. Okay, so let's just imagine his entire head is covered. His ears are on. Now we're going to use our little hot glue gun. We're going to place a little bead of glue right here on the top and place. Now be very, very, very careful here because this is hot. Make sure that you are not pushing down on either side too far and burning your fingers. You want to make sure that you're right at that knot because that's your heftiest place. See, and that's going to give you your mane. Now, your stick, I've covered this one with tape. You don't have to do that if you don't want to, but your stick can get really, really pretty by taking a little bit of tape. I've got some skinny tape here. And once I find the end, I'm going to show you how to make that sort of calliope look, that circusy look that looks so good. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my stick, I'm going to place my tape right here at the edge on an angle. And all I'm going to do is hold tension on my tape and slowly turn the stick. And as I turn the stick, it feeds itself down, and the tape makes that sort of barber pole effect. See, as I just pull the tension on the tape and turn the stick, you can see it start to cover all the way down. Now, what's really kind of fun is you could come back if you wanted to and put another layer. I'm going to stop right here just for now. You can put another layer coming in the other direction if you wanted to. So now to adhere the head onto my stick, all I'm going to do is take that hole that's in the pool noodle and stick it over on top of my stick, just like that. Now, if you find that your head is wobbly because your stick is a little too small, all you have to do is take some of that handy dandy duct tape and put a layer or two to form a sort of buffer right on the top there. And you don't have to worry how neat it is because it's just going to get covered up by the head. See, and that's going to secure it in place, make it a little stronger. Now, at this point, you would add some eyes. And to do that, I'm going to use my glue gun. A little bit of glue on the back of both of my eyes. Just place one there, place one there. And if you're so inclined, you may want to add a bridle. For a bridle, you're going to cut about 1 yard of ribbon. And all you're going to do is take that ribbon, tie it around, tie it on the bottom. And then tie the two ends together. And this makes it a very quick, very easy bridle. If you want to, you can add a little dab of hot glue right there underneath that knot. And that's going to keep it in place. There you go. And I hope you can start to see that you're getting your little horsey all formulated here. Now, you can go crazy with the decorations here. You can make spots out of duct tape. You can make, beautiful jewels hanging off your horse, whatever you want. It's really up to you. I mean, you can get as creative as you want to with this. And as you can see, even when it's in its bare minimum and its very, very naked state, it's still kind of cute, isn't it? For more horsing around, come on over to Sophie-World.com.